If you live in the UK, then it's pretty much guaranteed that a short while ago you will have been subjected to the utter torture known as the Diamond Jubilee. Without consent, of course. I mean, we never even agreed to having a royal family in the first place, let alone to have each and every single trivial, minute and boring detail of their tedious, miserable lives, which are nowadays spent opening supermarkets and making small talk with people, thoroughly documented and sadistically forced down the British public's collective throat. Oh, but Cameron, the Jubilee isn't trivial. Oh, perhaps you're right. Maybe calling it trivial will be a bit too generous. Meaningless, how about that? I mean, the only reason the Queen became Queen 60 years ago was because her father died. And the only reason we're celebrating it now is because it's been 60 years, a nice round number divisible by 10, since that happened. Essentially, the Jubilee is a celebration of the Earth rotating around the Sun a round number of times since one person died and another person inherited their wealth. Not earned, inherited by a fluke of birth. And everyone goes completely fucking wild over it. Boats parade down the Thames and the flag goes up in all the shop windows. Doesn't it make you proud to be British? Me neither. The monarchy, for me, does the exact opposite of what it's meant to achieve. Instead of feeling national pride, I feel an overwhelming sense of shame. Now, some people would argue that the monarchy provides a sense of continuity in an ever-changing world. That's right, when the economic climate changes, the global climate changes, the political climate changes, and the hustle and bustle of daily life just gets too stressful to handle. Don't you just think to yourself, oh, thank fuck we have the monarchy. Does it provide a sense of continuity? Yes, it does in a way, but is it continual happiness? My fucking arse it is. The monarchy is nothing more than a spirit-crushing monument to the perpetual failure of the human species, a constant reminder of endlessly crippling social injustice gnawing away at the back of people's minds, leaving the British people continuously wallowing in infinite misery. And you're telling me that it's somehow justified because it's continuously wrong? That makes it even worse. And since when was having a sense of continuity remotely important anyways? We have religion for that, which has proven itself to cause an awful lot of trouble, but even still, it renders the monarchy completely useless for that purpose. Funnily enough, despite the fact that we can actually prove the monarchy exists, we're expected to treat them as if they're gods. We shower them with endless worship and praise, and we make exceptions for them. The monarchy just gratuitously sit on top of a gargantuan pile of inherited wealth, and they don't have to pay a single penny of inheritance tax. Yet every other rich family in the UK has to give up a significant portion of their wealth in order to prevent aristocracy's forming, which is fairly reasonable considering how damaging they've been to society in the past. How does this not apply to the royal family? Other aristocratic families are viewed in a very negative light, and rightly so, and yet the royal family, despite being equally obscene and medieval as any other aristocracy, gets an exception. Suddenly, the royal family, despite being an aristocracy, is somehow beneficial to society, and it provides a sense of unity for the British people. How does this make sense? Every other aristocracy is viewed as being completely damaging, but this one in particular is great. It's a complete double standard. But that doesn't matter. Why? Because it's vitally important that the common people in the UK are constantly aware of the royal family's innate superiority. Their wedding is worth televising and your wedding isn't because, well, they're just the royal family, okay? And look how big, pretty and expensive that dress is! Look how much money is being wasted on this pointless fucking nonsense. Instead of giving it away to people who actually need it or spending it wisely, money, taxpayers' money, is being spent on frivolous shite. And the Diamond Jubilee was just a celebration of nothing. The royal wedding, okay fine, a wedding is definitely worth celebrating, but really, a national fucking holiday? One argument for the royal family is the fact that they don't have any political power, which to me doesn't really seem like much of an argument anyways. I mean, come on, you're pretty desperately scraping the bottom of the barrel if that's the best you can come up with. Well, you might think that the royal family having no political power means their existence is completely fucking pointless, but it also means that they can't invade Iraq. So take that. What do you say to that, you naysayer? In fact, there have been occasions where the royal family have meddled in politics. For example, Prince Charles, being a staunch supporter, moron and lobbyist of alternative medicine, alternative medicine in this case being medicine which basically doesn't work really. He wrote at least 7 letters to the Medicine and Health Products Regulatory Agency, government-run thing, which is basically responsible for ensuring that medicines and medical devices work and are acceptably safe, actively encouraging them to relax the rules about the labelling of herbal products and alternative medicines that just don't work and that aren't actually, you know, substantiated by any scientific evidence whatsoever. And he was successful. They did relax the rules afterwards. Prince Charles has also lobbied for the inclusion of bullshit alternative medicine in the National Health Service. That's right, he wants the taxpayers' money going directly towards ridiculous pseudoscientific treatments that don't actually help anyone whatsoever. Fan-fucking-tastic. His organisation for integrated health basically being employing useless things like homeopathy alongside scientifically accepted treatments, and then when the patient gets better, you give the credit to homeopathy, received a total of £300,000 from the Department of Health. £300,000 of taxpayers' money poured directly down the drain towards an organisation with a bogus cause that claims to be a charity but was later exposed for money laundering and fraud later in 2010. Thanks, Charles, you delusional fucker. But what really irritates me about the royal family is how elitist and undemocratic it is as a concept. For the simple fact that if you support the royal family, you support the idea of one person having more power and wealth than another simply for the fact that they were born into a different background. It's absolutely sickening. There's no getting around it. And by all means, if you want someone to represent the country and be an ambassador, then that's absolutely fine. No stopping you there. But why is it that the British people should be denied their right to choose who that is? Surely if someone's going to be representative of the British people and Britain in general, then they should be elected by the British people. Otherwise it just defeats the purpose. It doesn't make any sense and it's completely contradictory. Ultimately, I really hope we grow out of this feudalistic crap, and if Prince Charles, the poster boy for anti-royalism, as he is the heir to the throne, if he actually becomes king soon enough, then hopefully the royal family will eventually be exposed for the absolutely archaic idiocy that it really is.